the go signal has been given, and these teams will be starting right now. Here we go. You going to say something, Nike? Or do you have a...
Well, I was going to say that the interesting thing, I think, with the bans is KC, because you definitely want to stack as many Weavers as possible, but you also want Weaver at Zera, so you don't want to... You need some ban fodder there. Base Warrior gives you one, but I don't know what you do with... you have to bring some suboptimal DPS class to burn.
Well, we've seen quite a wide variety of strategies with regards to KC, actually. We've seen, for example, MNF, they actually ran a base Elementalist and a Tempest there to get rid of some bans there, and then they banned the base Warrior in addition to that. And then with, I think, who was it? There was another guild that, ES, wait, what did they ban?
ES banned Viva and Scourge in the Siege.
Yeah.
Up with Holos and Renegade on Sarah.
Well, there you go. So you can kind of go for that. I guess mix some Holosmiths in there as well. Obviously, Dragon Hunter would be an acceptable choice as well for these for KC in addition to that, right? But everything very similar here. We're going to see perhaps some divergence in strategy as we go through here, but you know, obviously at the start it is pretty similar stuff. Like nothing really changing here.
Yeah, us is up to a little bit of a lead, maybe like 10 seconds, a little bit actually more. Now that that it looks like Up is taking the time to kill all the trash mobs that US kind of ran past.
And Up has a slight advantage here when it comes to the cleave damage, because they do have that extra Weaver instead of the Warrior.
Up just lost someone.
Wait, what?
And
boy,
they lost someone, and that is going to set them back just quite a bit.
Did they though?
Did they?
Oh no, never mind.
They just swapped.
They just shuffled it around. Yeah, I was gonna say, if you lose someone, like who could they have lost? I mean, that would be pretty much worth the GG.
Would have been very unfortunate to lose a play on these early.
Does seem the US is about 5 seconds ahead right now. I want to say they got that first tower just a little bit quicker, and they're both now pushing on forwards into the next circle. See if any of them can manufacture a bit of a lead here. So, you know, every second counts, and this is where there's probably the most extra free seconds available. I think US is doing a little bit of work here. They have, I want to say they have extended their lead a little bit, and they seem to be moving Glenna just a little bit quicker than their opponents so far. Let's see if they can keep that up. Obviously, they are kind of moving on to the easy stuff is over. Now we move on to kind of approach the more treacherous part, right, of the escort event, which is this corner, right? This corner has killed more guilds than I'd probably like to admit. Really, this is the danger corner, guys, for the escort event. Going around this corner when there are dogs attacking you all over the place, you have a long distance to move the NPC, and there's portal timings, and all gets very, very confusing. There's NPCs all over the place. There's mines all over the place. It can become a bit chaotic.
And every NPC has knockbacks and fears. So
yes, exactly. Dangerous. Stand in one wrong angle for just a second, and you might just get knocked into one of these mines. So really, you have to be careful. You have to be very well thought out when you do this.
I think what you were probably going to say as well, Rocker, is it's so tempting to greed, right? It's so tempting to greed.
Exactly.
Yeah, it is very, very tempting to greed, and the punish is absolutely savage. Like one wrong move, Glenna dies, it is over, right? It is over, and you've got to start the entire thing again, and that hurts. That really hurts.
I think if the worst happens, you just end up burning, retreating out of the instance.
Yeah, that's a bit of a call about that. US has now got a pretty significant lead, actually. I think it's more like it's getting up to 30 seconds now, actually. US really pushing through this event a little bit quicker than Up so far. Up needs to get a bit of work done.
You see on Up right now, they are hesitant to pull Glenna into the circle. They want to get the work finished first.
Yeah.
They are not cocky enough right now to make up for the time difference that US has been building up.
I think that is the key to the kind of the subtle key to this event is a very aggressive style of playing, and we see US trying to replicate that, and you see it's kind of an interesting difference here. Like, I think MNF maybe practiced this a lot more than the other guilds, because they were actually able to move Glenna all the way around here as US are killing that warg. I believe MNF were already moving Glenna around there actually on this particular fight. So I think the strategy is kind of the same here, but maybe needs to be polished up a little bit in case there is another Wing 3.
And there's actually, US even gives Glenna super speed. Was that super speed they gave to Glenna? That is obviously a small little trick that saved them some time.
There's the strats, man.
That just shows that these teams really prepared so well for this. This is oh god, I love this way too much. Giving super speed to these NPCs, you'd never see this in a daily run, right?
Yeah.
The amount of try-harding.
Wait, what are you talking about? Like, this is a casual run. This is a daily. Wait, what's this strat? Wait, they're gonna kill McCleared up. They're gonna phase him first up here.
Wow, that's
okay, yeah. Nice, interesting strat there.
Eliminates one bit of RNG.
That is absolutely crazy. Oh my, oh boy, I've never seen this done.
Rocker's hype, man.
Nobody ever thought about this.
Well, that's an interesting way to deal with that, because of course it is really crappy if he ports up there, because you have to wait for him to teleport back down to you. But I mean, I guess you can just kill him and then glide down and job done. Nice little trick there, actually. Nice IQ there from US. I think they probably maybe wanted to glide down, but they saw that he ported. Oh, War gets mowed there. Need to watch out for that. But I think
a lot of guilds are going to change their daily strats after this run. After they've seen this. This is going to be adapted to the puck meta, guys. You can believe it.
Very interesting strat there. I think, they saw that he ported up, so they decided instead of just going down and continuing with what they may have done, they just killed him up there. And, well, they bagged themselves a bit of extra time there. Up now arriving at McCleared about 30 seconds, I want to say, 30, 45 seconds after US. There's not really too much time they can gain here unless they skip a phase, and that would be...
Well, they got like a few percent good at least. Well,
yeah.
Didn't exactly skip a phase. For a second, I thought they might have. That would, of course, really manage to bring them back into this, right? If they actually managed to skip a phase here, that'd be crazy good for them.
Yeah, it would, of course, be very good. I'm not sure if it can be done reliably, though. In fact, I'm pretty sure it can't be.
I don't think it can be. I think it's pretty much RNG.
Yeah. And yeah, US have done. They're done. In goes Glenna. There we go. And they are going to be moving on to the keep contract. They're going to be swapping around a few classes. Let's see what the bans are. I imagine it will be pretty predictable, to be quite honest with you. I don't think we're going to see anything particularly unusual here. And yep, they're just getting rid of their Dragon Hunter, the Tempest, and the Soul Beast. So some good bans.
Look at this intense list of builds that were prepared on the build template here. That's actually crazy. You could, like, if you looked really exactly, you could see like exact bosses and everything. This is so well prepared. I'm really impressed by US. I gotta say, I'm very impressed. by this build.
US have really brought it to the tournament, man. Like, they have really gone hard. They've got the strats. They were able to put up a magnificent fight yesterday in their games, and they are going to hopefully survive this lower bracket. Certainly looking good for them right now, just waiting for Keep Construct to spawn, as you would expect. They have a lot of Weavers here. That's no surprise here. This is the true Weaver boss, right? The Keep Construct is the true Weaver boss.
And it looks like they will probably be going with the plan of banning maybe Weaver, or maybe the Hollowsmith is...
Maybe they play Necros on... they play Necros, perhaps.
Necros also very strong.
On Zera, maybe.
Zera, yeah.
We'll have to see how they go there. The key with Keep Construct, guys, is not letting these spirits kind of go together. Like, this is not too much of a big deal with the strategy they're using. They are towards the edge, not going for a mid strat here with this 9-man Keep Construct. So this is not going to be a problem. If these guys fuse, it's pretty much over. Like, you're really going to get screwed if that happens. And the other big mechanic is, of course, this. Oh, and here we go, US. Yeah,
you definitely want colors in this.
In the last phase, right? That's particularly what you want.
In any phase. It's just really a very Monka-esque situation whenever you have to do the split.
Yeah. Absolutely. That is kind of the kind of defining mechanic of KC, right? There is a little bit of RNG. There is a 50% chance that you will get those expanding AoE circles, which will kill you very quickly if you're all stacked up. In fact, you can't invuln or anything like that. You just you have to just deal with that. And US going for a 1-orb KC actually. Yeah, see that? 1-orb KC. Very confident with that. Absolutely nailing that damage.
I would recommend in the last phase that they do a 2-orb just for the reliable burn, because you can find yourself about 6% short, especially in a 9-man, and then he goes into the stomp with the triple AoEs, and it's not great. And 2 orbs would have got you there.
Yeah. Well, that is certainly, a case of if they want to go for that safety, right? Safety is definitely a concern in a situation like this.
That's bad for
that's really bad.
They actually have to spread out here.
Yeah, forced to do the mechanic.
Yeah.
That does cost some valuable seconds.
They do get the break there. Yep, they do get the break. Yep, they do get it. Yeah, it definitely was a little bit sketchy there, but they are going to be able to proceed. Not too far behind, guys. It is not insurmountable. If they have maybe a really good strategy for Twisted Castle, they can get right back in this. And they will have an additional player on Zera, guys. It is worth noting. Up is 8-manning this, whereas US are going for 9 players here. So that will give Up a bit of an edge on the last boss.
Yeah, if you have enough DPS on Zera, you can have a much more aggressive tanking pattern, and just that tanking pattern alone can save you an extra 30 seconds versus if you have to move her. So,
and they didn't have to spread again, even on the second time. This is going really well for US right now.
Yeah.
They are playing this perfectly so far.
Yeah, it's clean. It looks really clean. That's actually a theme of what we've seen US. Like, US has looked clean this entire tournament, actually. It's looked precise, it's looked crisp, it's looked practiced. They know exactly what they're doing on every single boss, and that's exactly what we like to see. The execution here is very, very impressive from US. 100%. That is not to say that it's shabby at all from Up, right? Like, this is going, they had a few mishaps, right? Some things have not been going quite according to their plan, but you can see them adapting to the situation and really playing around what's going on in the fight.
And this aggressiveness can always backfire, right? If they do this last orb, if they do one orb in the last phase, that might as well backfire and break the next,
Yeah,
like,
as I was saying, there's no, especially with the lead they have, pushing a second orb only costs you 5 seconds, but it delays you from potentially wiping.
Yeah, a second orb would pretty much guarantee there's no way they wipe. I mean, they're handily doing 1 orb on the first 2 phases, so a 2 orb would be extremely easy for them. A big thing to look out for here, guys, in this last phase of Keep Contra, this is the defining moment, right? Coming up, will they get the projections or will they get the AoE circles, guys? Because the strategy that most guilds go for here is that they will kill both of the spirits and then instantly break him as soon as the boss drops down. However, that is not possible if they get the circles. Have both guilds got circles twice, by the way? That is not kind of funny.
RNG for either team's.
Yeah. So they are going to be quickly cleaving this first spirit down. Yep, US have taken him down, and then they're going to go on the next one immediately. And there they go. It is also, and it's the other. Nice. Yeah, they got it. They got it.
That is the big bottleneck of this fight. Getting that RNG here, that is super helpful.
Yeah, that's really, really nice for US. That means they're going to be able to smoothly transition into this last burn. And let's see if they're going to go for an additional orb or if they feel confident to just do it with 1.
Oh,
looks like they're going for
they're going for it.
Doing the 1 orb.
Yep, they want to do it.
Oh God, I love this team.
Yep.
I love this team so much this tournament.
US with the balls. Those 2 spirits nearly fuse there. They spawn into a giant red one which rifts your boons. You do not want that to happen. Wait, is US struggling here? I think it is. I think they will actually have to finish the burn. I think, they are not going to make that.
3%.
By just a few percent.
They need to CC. They need to CC.
Do they? I think they're okay.
I think they can do this. It's 1%.
Yeah, no, they're going to be fine. They'll be fine. Yep, and they do get it. There it is.
Wow, that was sketchy.
Oof.
That was so close. Oh Lord, US, you with the clutch play.
Yeah, it was a little bit close, and of course we see Plenyx, our Mesmer, quickly swapping his traits over so he can do the skips they'll be doing for the Twisted Castle, and not a really surprise here, they're going to be banning Weaver, Hollowsmith, and Base Warrior. So I think, I assume they will be playing Necros, I guess. Is it going to be, I would presume Necros there, guys.
Yep. And
Up are approaching the last phase. Because it's interesting, no guild has done mid-strat so far, except for Up, which is quite interesting, don't you think? So yeah, they're the only guild to go for this very quite risky and difficult to execute strategy. They seem to be handling it very well.
Yeah, they are definitely executing it well, right? But will it bring them back into this match? It actually doesn't really save that much time to tank him in the middle there.
There we go. We have the Plenyx proceeding through the Twisted Castle, as we see this going on here. And they'll be moving on to Zera very, very soon.
The one drawback about using Scourge strats at Zera is you run into difficulty in the very beginning part where you have to kill the towers, because it's not very easy to one-burn them. your people will often have to rotate the buttons that they're on.
Yeah.
Whereas with Weaver, you could one-shot them, and that can save you like 10 to 15 seconds just on that.
And up about ready here. They are doing the 2 orbs on KC, not risking a wipe at this point. They will safely kill it and get ready to move on to the Twisted Castle.
Yep, and there they are. However, here's the thing, guys. US has already emerged on the other side. Wait, Plenyx is playing Dueling Inspiration here. Interesting. He wants that deeps. He wants that extra deeps on the Mesmer. Let's have a look. Let's go over. Oh, no. Both of the players from US still dead. But there we go. Twisted Castle now completed. They're going to be moving on and to Zera. And there we go. What do we see here, guys? We see some beautiful epidemics coming out from United Scrubs there, guys. How many Necros have they got? Of course, this is going to mean 8 men. It's going to mean 8 men here, I think. Or is it? No, actually, wait. How many players are they allowed here? They did 7, 9. So yeah, they do 8 here. Yeah, that's right. So they're going to be 8 manning Zera.
I'm not so sure I would have gone for Chronos in this comp.
Yeah, you would have gone for only 1. And
I don't know that Alacrity does a lot for Necro necessarily, relative to say if it was Weavers. It's not the worst thing, but when you only have 8 man, I think I would rather have the extra DPS, especially if you're going to be epi bouncing.
No, see, well, I mean, I suppose you get the cooldown reduction on. I mean, there's a lot of cooldowns on Necro. You have all the Shroud abilities and a lot of the Scepter skills as well. You press quite a lot of buttons, and obviously having epi on a reduced cooldown is a pretty big deal. So it's always interesting to kind of theorize about how the compositions could be played in a better way and stuff like that, right? It's always curious to see what the teams think is the best way to go. I mean, it's very difficult to say in situations like this. It is not easy to min-max this sort of thing, right? Let's see, what were the bans from up? It was going to be Base Ellie, Base Warrior, and Weaver. Interesting. So that means what is the comp going to look like for up on Zera?
They're probably going to go Scourges as well. But it looks like
they already banned Scourge, I think, unless they changed that.
No, I saw them relog to Scourge already. I think. They have that extra hole there.
I think they may have. This is my bad. I think they actually may have changed the Scourge to a Reaper on Escort actually. In fact, I'm almost certain they did. I'm pretty sure I just forgot to change that.
They're using their extra DPS slot to bring a Holosmith for that sweet pinpoint distribution.
Oh, yes. And 3 Scourges with that. Look at that. They have 1 Scourge in his own group, and they have 3 Scourges, which will, of course, epi bounce back to the boss, and those will have that juicy holo buff, right? So this is very well thought through by up here.
A little bit of uncleanness at the start of the Zera run. 2 players going down at the start. They have recovered quite handily, though, and they'll be very easily able to do mid-strat, as we can see there. The DPS is easily high enough. Basically, for those who are a little new to raiding, guys, basically it turns out DPS is really good, and you can skip mechanics by hitting the boss really hard. Do you see that laser beam that spawned there, guys? It is the beam of death that will cover you in orbs that will pretty much end the run for you. However, if you can do enough damage, you can actually prevent the laser from actually doing anything, and it will simply despawn after 75% of her HP. And this is why you can just stand in the middle and hit her as hard as you can, instead of having to go outside to run away from the laser, as is intended.
And this is so common at this point with Weavers, right? But doing this in an 8-man run with Scourges instead of Weavers, that is still impressive. That is very good execution there by US.
Yeah, a terrifying bubble there by US. Do you guys see that? It was probably within about half a second.
I mean, they have shown to be ballsy, right? They are ballsy.
Yeah.
They are scratching out these last little seconds that they can get, right? Perfectly optimized.
So the first 50% is relatively straightforward as far as it goes. But the second 50% is where you run into trouble, because no matter how you tanker, there's going to be ads getting buffs, and the boss will get buffs for a little bit at least, and and you're gonna have people that are teleported away. And if you have the wrong combination of people that get teleported, you can run into a situation where you can't kill the ads efficiently, and it gets very hectic. And the DPS on the boss itself goes way down.
And Up's face here is already that much quicker than US is. Like, you saw that laser didn't even get close to spawning there, right? While US US's DPS timing that was almost a little bit close, right? But up here really having no trouble. And they might actually, maybe they can make the comeback if they are really fast about this.
Yeah, they need a little bit of a fiesta to break out for US to catch up. Yeah, the DPS advantage will help them, but they need a little bit of chaos on the other team to get them back in it.
Yeah, they absolutely do. Something needs to go wrong. I need to have a down state, maybe a death for US. But I don't think that's going. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. The ban is wrong. It's supposed to say Reaper, not Scourge. Therefore, up. I apologize. They did actually. I think they probably did tell me that they were going to do that, but it's supposed to say Reaper, not Scourge. They are allowed to use. They're allowed to use Scourge. Yeah.
And another benefit of the Scourges truly is that they can give barrier, right? So this is a fight where you can easily get bursted down if you have some bad RNG. If you have some bad, like, you can really get a lot of damage, right? And you have these barriers here that will give you so much more sustainability. It will make it so much better for you to like, even, your Druid could get ported, like a weird spike could happen at the same time. You could have a few downstage. This is much less likely to happen with Scourges.
For US, you see they had half of the floor was lit up, so that cut off effectively half of the floor, and then the red orbs are coming, which effectively limits the amount of places you can stand for a big amount of time. But they seem to have weathered that storm and made it through unscathed.
One thing I just noticed, sorry to interrupt you guys, is US doing swapping tank? Because at one point Plenyx was tanking, and then at one point Coffee was tanking.
Wait, what?
Yes.
Are they trying to manipulate the island ports then?
I believe so, because Coffee got ported, and once Coffee got back, Zera was fixated on Coffee instead of Plenyx. So I am very curious by that.
Oh, regardless of that, US is about to take this. They are about to secure victory here in just a few moments, I think.
This is the last bit of sketchiness for them with the ads coming and the people coming back and the
So they have
so you can see that you can see that it just swapped to Plenyx just now, Zera.
Yeah. Ooh, interesting. It's actually it is surprisingly close though. The extra player for up doing a lot of work, but I don't think it's going to be enough.
No.
Wait. Oh no. No. Hang on. Samara Street.
It's over.
Yep. Oh, Samara Street actually. The game actually crashed, I think, but unfortunately we have the backup of Plenyx. Like, the game froze there. The mouse is still moving, but the game was not doing anything. So a bit of a tense moment there, I would imagine.
Oh Lord! Imagine that happening like 15 seconds earlier. The Druid is seeing on Zera. That would have been.
It was not certainly not ideal there. The ban was actually Tempest, by the way, not Scourge. For up on Escort. I just forgot to change that. Oops. But hey, it happens. Don't worry. It's all above board, guys. Whoa! Look at oh shit! We got the dance on stream, boy! Oh shit!
What a meme star! Oh,
what a meme god! Wait, we gotta get that. Wow, what is that? That is awesome.
And look what's happening for Up! Oh no!
Wait, is Up dying?
They're dying!
Oh no!
They're dying, and that is that.
That is not what they want. I mean, it doesn't matter at this point, of course, but still, a sad situation. A bit of a sad situation. Plenyx with the very, very nice BM there, roasting Up. And yeah, US is moving on, man. They're going on. They are not done with this tournament yet.